Hello happy people, my name is Dan and it's that time again. It's time to look at some more GM48 Game Jam games. These are all games that have been built within 48 hours around the theme of building. So, let's see what they've built. Okay, so up first today we have got Jumpin' Building by Zankt. And Zankt, my guy, if you're watching this, what have you done with this difficulty? Man, this is a tricky game. It's a lot of fun though. What you have to do, you are a building, ascending another building to get to the top of the building. Quite apt. I think perhaps the hitboxes on the spikes were maybe a little too generous, as I died a lot, as you are going to see here. It's a fun little concept. When the theme building came out, I think it was Alice and James, one of the regular jam participants, who joked, this time we're not going to see a load of platformers. Sure enough, this is a platformer. It's hilarious though. It's just such a bizarre concept playing as a building. I just like the idea that there could be people living in this building that's just plummeting around other buildings, but they have not given very much room here because the lava spikes, enemy, whatever it is, the thing at the bottom rises very, very quickly. And if you're, there you go, if you're not fast enough, you will die. I tried another level, because there's 3 in total, so there's a decent amount of content. I wanted to see maybe, because I know getting difficulty bang on is quite tricky, maybe some of the other levels were a little easier. They were not, but I like the silly little goofy back and forth when you move around as well. Yeah, I think my only criticism really, I mean the music, funky as hell. It's a really interesting take on the theme, it's really jazzy. I think my only criticism, like I say, is just this difficulty is just, yeah, it's a lot. So I will have to go back and try again, but I'll try level 3. Oh my god, the spinny things, I never actually got to them. That was not a wise move. Clearly there's a, you're meant to jump up there and I just shot out of the way. Yeah, there's clearly some sort of manoeuvrability for the difficulty that I think needs adjusting, but I can see that quite a decent amount of effort went into this one and it looks silly and cute. And silly and cute are what I go for in jams most of all, so I had a lot of fun with this one. Okay, so up next we have got a game that I happen to know very well, Ruthless Ruth. The reason I know very well is because this is my game. I like to include mine in here as well, and in Ruthless Ruth, you are a old lady called Ruth going on a mad rampage in which you must destroy all of the buildings in the city as the police come to stop you. I quite enjoyed making this one, and massive thanks to Craig Waters who did the music for me on this as well. I'm quite pleased with how it's come together. I will say I've had already a few critiques about the control system. I get it. Tank controls, I was trying to go for like a sort of toy tank kind of vibe, but it is difficult to control. But I suppose yeah, time is a factor, so it's quite difficult to get right. But I hope that doesn't deter people from enjoying it, because I quite enjoyed how this turned out. Basically, like I said, you're a silly old lady going on a mad rampage, and the cops are trying to stop you. And one of the challenges was procedural generation. So with the jam you get the theme, and then you also get optional challenges. And I went for procedural generation. I'm quite glad I did, because I was debating just doing like one arena and then the buildings just turn up. So I'm glad the procedural generation thing paid off. I really like doing the jams for the fact that you can think outside the box a little bit, because I don't think I would have thought of this any other reason. Oh, but Ruth has died now. Or has she? Ruthless Ruth finally stopped. Unless she managed to escape somehow. But we'll see, I'm sure you haven't seen the last of her. Okay, so up next we have got Bricks Up, Look Sharp by Alice and James. I always look forward to seeing what Alice and James does, because they're always so quirky and different, and just the music, my gosh, it is incredible. But what's really interesting about this one is you are playing, so you've got a lot going on. You've got your Tetris controls with one hand, and this little green pea dude called Amplegore? I thought it was Applegore when I first read it. But what you have to do is you have to help their Applegore go as high as he can while doing the whole Tetris thing, but not scoring lines, because you want him to go high you want him to go as high as you can. So I was curious what happens if you do make a line. So I found out well, it works as expected. I don't know why I was so surprised. But yeah, the idea is that you just climb as high as you can. You don't get him squashed, which I just did. Whoopsie poopsie. I love that as well. It's the little details like that. But yeah, you have to get up as high as you can while effectively playing Tetris badly, I suppose. It's just so brilliantly done as well. So in this one, I was thinking, right, I need a little foundation going on. So I ended up, I can't remember how, I think it was something like 20 odd meters I got. I can't remember. I need to play it some more. But then of course, it's not even need. You'd want to play this more because it's just so addictive. Yeah, I was trying to figure out where to put my little dude there, and I was quite impressed. I got him out of the way, and then I was trying to build a little foundation. I don't need to talk tactics with you. Look at it. It's just so brilliant. It's bright. It's colourful. Alice and James hallmarks through and through. And I really enjoyed this one. And some of the bricks are slightly different to the conventional Tetris shapes. You got all the classics in there, but you got the little L and the slightly shorter line pieces as well. I can't remember how far I got in this one. I think, was it something like, I must have been, oh yeah, there we go, 28 meters. Whoopsie poopsie. Great job. Brilliant as always. Okay, so up next today we have Constructor by Zor. Is it Zor XOR? Or Xor? I'm not sure. But I am showing you this one quite late into the actual gameplay. The reason being is it's an idle clicker game, and if you know anything about idle clicker games, they are slow to start, but there is something so cathartic about just watching numbers just gradually rise. The idea is you start with a blank canvas in 3D, I might add, a very impressive touch there, and you slowly construct the houses. A house costs $5, tools cost $50. Now the tools will help you build your houses a lot faster, and then there's just the win button. Now, what you were seeing here, so I did play it up until I got the 5,000 as required, and then I thought, I used to really like Cookie Clicker back in the day, and this is kind of reminiscent of that. And I found a tool which just makes your mouse click really quickly. So I'm sorry, Xor, if you're watching, I cheated your game. But it was fine. I did already win legitimately, and then I wanted to just see how crazy it would get if the numbers just went rapidly up. So I set it to, I think, like 100 clicks a second, and just watched it go crazy. So what I really like as well, just a nice little detail, is the little stack of cash turns into pennies, then it turns into gold bars, or well, notes, then gold bars, then diamonds, depending on what you have. I thought that was a cute touch. But yeah, this is overall a very simple concept, but beautifully done, really calming music, cute effects, and of course, there's just something, like I said, so dopamine hitting about getting numbers going up. Number go up. I want number go up. If you click win, I didn't record it because I was just recording the game window. But it came up with a little window box saying, "Congratulations, you get a small rush of dopamine." And you know what? You're not wrong. Good job. And finally today we have got Stone Strider. And in Stone Strider, which was developed by the Gavin Gamers, which is Goblin Boy, and someone which is just, their name is just a little emoji, which is cute. You have to build up your defences and build these houses in order to defend your island and make gold. The more gold you get, the more you can upgrade and build your items, and it progresses into just getting absolutely bombarded by loads of enemies and trying to survive as long as you can. It's an interesting take on a tower defense, because rather than being in the same location, you're moving around on your little island, building things up, and you can also fight things off yourself. So it's an interesting take. I love the monsters. They're brilliant. They're sort of so brutal looking as well. They look like some sort of hellspawn. So there I am fighting them off as well. And it's also, the currency is ZL with a dash through, or zloty. So I think this was developed in Poland or by a Polish developer, which is interesting. Fact of the day. I will say the standard Calibri font doesn't necessarily do it any favours. I do wish I'd have gone with a different font choice just to make it stand out a little. But that's just nitpicking. That aside, this is really clever. You're this little goblin dude wandering around. I didn't realise you could actually upgrade the the different weapons, and there's such a variety of different upgrades and weapons you can actually do. But of course, in upgrading it, you are also running the risk of your your weapons being destroyed, which I massively made a blunder on because there's a massive hell spawn over here, and I started building loads of stuff to fight it off, and then decided it would be a great idea to upgrade them all at once. That did not do me any favours. So you see there's all my little riflemen, and oh, he's bleeding slightly. I didn't notice that actually, that he got some level of health above them in their sprite work. Really good. Really nice little extra. And then yeah, decided to upgrade them all, which left my right side of the island totally defenceless. So I naturally got obliterated quite quickly there. So you see, look, I go down and they're all gone. They've all been destroyed, and I'm being destroyed. So I'm defending the purple goo in the centre, and I'm not doing a very good job of it because I get destroyed very quickly. It ramps up very fast, but it's a really interesting concept, and I will have to give it another go. But yeah, I died. There it is. Although the score did still go up after I died. But oh well, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, some good entries this time around. I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you did, be sure to stick around as I've got a few more to review yet, so I will see you in the next one. Until then though, bye!